Yeah, not a controllable for me. I didn't hire myself. I'm not going to fire myself. So, seriously, no, I know it comes up. That's the business we're in. If you don't want to be in that business, we laugh, we joke, go work somewhere else. I'm going to control the controllables for myself. You know, I come to work and do the best job that I can and try to get our team in position to win a game.
That's Jonathan Gannon in response to being asked about his name on being mentioned on the hot seat now.
Yeah.
Which you have to acknowledge. This was year 3. We've talked about it. This was termed a big year for Kyler Murray, termed a big year for Jonathan Gannon for different reasons, obviously, and it has gone south for both of them for different reasons as well. So the name on the hot seat, but Jonathan Gannon also reiterated the utmost confidence in his coaching staff.
You've been very confident in the coaching staff all season. You've repeatedly said no changes needed. Why do you remain confident in that group?
We'll get it done.
No, that doesn't really inspire a lot of confidence. I'll be honest with you that if that's the kind of question that you would like a little more explanation as to, okay, what is the engineering here that makes you so confident you're going to get it done?
And it kind of bled over into another question too about message to fans.
What would be like a message to the fans during this tough stretch?
Stick with us. We'll get it turned around.
Yeah, I mean, it's optimistic. It's not
based on what though. That's what people would say.
Based on what? Yeah.
If you were skeptical, I mean, listen. If you're a Cardinal fan and your head coach is appealing to you to stick with us, you certainly have that ability too. But if you're somebody who's questioning everything about this organization, I totally get that as well. I said in the blast yesterday, I know this because I have lived through this repeatedly over near 30 years. Some games really, really tear at the fabric of this fan base that make the fans wonder, what am I doing following this team? Why am I putting my time and my money into this? Why don't I go pick a different NFL team to cheer for? Why do I care? And this is going on right now. I know the signs. I see the emails. That is going on right now. People want to know how is it possible after this long of a rebuild that this is the product that's being put out in front of people. And here's the thing too. So I kind of went and checked some things because yesterday on somewhere on social media, a Cardinal fan did an experiment. They asked AI or ChatGPT, what's wrong with the Cardinals? And basically it spit out 5 pages of stuff about how as an organization, they have always been reactive rather than aggressive and progressive. They've been this and this and this, and they haven't spent in this and this and this. And it was basically everything you would think it might say about the Cardinals, given their very, very well-established history as a franchise. If you go and you look right now at the current salary cap numbers, yes, it is true that the Arizona Cardinals have money to spend. They've got over $16 million of cap space available. But in the context of their division, it's really not that far off of everybody else. The 49ers have $20 million left. The Rams have about 10. The Seahawks have about $19 million. When you take a look at the top 5 salaries each team is paying, in the division, they're not that different in terms of salary cap hits. For instance, you might pick the 49ers. Their top earner is $21 million, followed by 14, followed by 9, and 8.4. The Cardinals are $16 million, which is Jonah Williams, by the way. You talk about not getting bang for your buck. $16 million for Jonah Williams, 13.7, 10.8, 9.68. And it's the same with the Rams. It's the same with the 49ers. How many guys they have making more than $5 million? Seattle, 10. 49ers, 8. Rams, 10. Cardinals, 14. So the idea that the Cardinals are not spending on this year's team doesn't jibe in context with the rest of the division. Now, the Cardinals are a family-run business, just like the Colts are, just like the Giants are, just like the Titans are, and they're always going to be spending less than teams owned by people or businesses or private equity or whatever it is, okay? But my point is that this isn't a function of being cheap, what we're watching right now. This is a function either of poor personnel decisions or poor coaching.
Or a combination of the two.
Or a combination of the both.
You've lived here long enough that when things start to go sour, everyone's default thing is, oh, blame the owners. Blame the owners. We'll never win with this ownership.
Yeah,
we heard it on the callers
But
yesterday.
that's two different things because the spending money is one thing. The being overly patient with losing is another thing altogether.
Can you spend money and still be an ineffective owner? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just lived through the Suns the last 3 years.
But to Jared's point and to what Bick is saying, that becomes the common response from the uninformed. Wow, they don't spend any money. Ken Kendrick is dealing with that over the last 2 years.
Always.
He's a cheapskate. He doesn't spend any money. Yeah, look at the numbers.
Listen,
They're spending more money on payroll than they ever have before. But this question came up with Jonathan Gannon on Burns and Gambo yesterday. And Gambo asked the question, hey, do you feel like ownership is giving you everything you need to win?
Do you feel that ownership is giving you everything you need to succeed here?
Yeah, 1,000% times 10. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, that's why I said I forget last week or something, I said that, yeah, I mean, like I'm in a dream job with our owner and our management, everything like that, full support, full behind us, do what you need to do. Michael's been fantastic.
Now, let me push back on that for a minute. What else is Jonathan Gannon going to say? Talking about a guy that might fire him. What else is he going to say? Okay, so
but it's one of those situations. It's a question that needs to be asked, regardless of what the answer is.
I got it.
Yeah.
The corollary, though, is where Michael Bidwill doesn't spend is on the coaching, which you don't see in the salary cap stats, right? I could sit here and chronicle, because a lot of Cardinal writers, Walter Mitchell being among them, have chronicled the incredible inexperience on this coaching staff from top to bottom, how there are no senior advisors on the staff to provide counsel, how there's no team president, there's no director of football operations. There's a lot of inexperienced guys doing jobs that they never had done before coming to the Arizona Cardinals. And that's something that doesn't show up on salary cap numbers.
No.
So,
look, we talked about it yesterday. In the Cardinals' history in Arizona, they've hired 2 head coaches that had previous NFL, actual non-interim head coaching experience. Neither one of those hires worked out very well. One of them was an abject disaster. Actually, maybe both of them were. But both of those guys had good resumes in Buddy Ryan and Dennis Green coming to town. But you're exactly right. So what does this mean? It's a weekly comment from Jonathan Gannon after losses that he'll fall on the sword. That's what coaches do. It's on me. We need to coach better. Ownership's giving me everything I need. This is a dream job. 1,000% times 10.
Times 10.
That's 10,000%.
It is. That's a lot. That's a lot of effort, Vinny.
So again, we had pinpointed the 49ers game was a big game for Jonathan Gannon. Not in the standings, not in anything based to what's going to happen the rest of this season. But that was kind of an answer. Things got sideways for the first time the week before in Seattle. How, as a head coach, can you respond to get your team ready to play? And they dug themselves a hole again. And it was an ugly loss. And we talked about all the ugliness of it yesterday. Giving up 40 points in consecutive weeks hasn't happened in 23 years for this franchise. I hate to say it, but I think the Cardinals are one blowout loss away from sweeping changes. And Jonathan Gannon's been steadfast. We're not changing any of the personnel. We're not changing any of the coaches. They might be forced to do something. If Jacksonville comes in here and has their way with the Cardinals, they might have no choice. That's what's in the balance, in my opinion.
I've got a very uncomfortable Kyler Murray question I'm going to ask next time we talk about the Cardinals. How's that for a tease?
It's pretty good.
How's that? Thank you, man.
Boxers or briefs?
I'm already uncomfortable.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.